Alright guys, today I'm going to do a video I've been wanting to do for the last couple weeks, but I wanted to put this bag through some use before I give a brief review. It's went on a couple trips with me, no flying. This is the Goruck+carryology Kaidan V2, 34 liter GR2, and this is the 34 liter Goruck+carryology Kaiden V1. I've had this one for about 6 months. I got secondhand, used it a lot. No flights for either of these ones, just car trips or weekend trips with friends, family. I'm excited to dive in and give my thoughts and opinions on how version 2 stacks up against version 1. They're both very interesting and have different features. I go in more depth individually later in the video. But first, we'll just show you the V2 came in 4 colors when it was released. There was the olive, like I have here. Then there was a orange, a coyote, and then black. The V1 just came in black. All of them have a high-vis orange interior, like you expect with a Carryology collab. They're both great bags. I definitely like them both for different reasons. So in this video, we'll dive right in to which one I think is better and which one I would say I recommend you going after, because right now you can only get them on the secondary market, and the prices on the V1 have came down, and the V2, they're still pretty high, but they're still worth it in my opinion. If you're looking to spend, if you're already watching this video, then you don't have an issue with spending some money on some bags, because these bags are made out of specialty materials. They're one-off runs, limited runs, so they're gonna be a little more expensive, but they're definitely worth it quality-wise. So next, I'm gonna dive into each one individually. You'll see them up close, my thoughts and overview of them, and then we'll come back and I'll compare them side by side with one another. All right, so here's a brief overview of the Carryology Goruck Kaiden V1 GR2 in black. They only made it in black for this drop. Right off the bat, you notice there's 4 rows of MOLLE on the front. I actually really like this feature because when traveling, you can clip a carabiner on and clip your water bottle. I typically use my Camelback chute. I'll clip it onto the front of whatever bag I'm using when I send it through security, and you know, there's never a problem with that. So I do like that I can keep the water on the outside but not in my hand. You know, you got the rain flap. The AquaGuard zipper is a little tough with the rain flap, but not too bad. You got the 420 denier, or maybe it's 400 nylon interior, orange right there. The Kaiden patch. You'll see that it has AquaGuard zippers on the outside, just like the V2, but the zippers are a little bit smaller. They might be number 8s, I think, on this one, which I actually like because I feel like they're very, very smooth compared to the 10s. So we'll open up the first compartment. You know, it's not quite as orange as the V2, but layout's pretty much the same. You know, you put flat items in here, maybe a little bit bulkier items like a small packing cube. GoodWorks flat zip pouch, wire dop by Goruck, stuff like that. This pocket, being the 400 nylon, it's a little floppy, but I kind of like it. This bag, having the 420 liner versus being all X-Pack, it actually has a really nice feel to it, and I think it's makes it a little bit lighter. Not much, but I definitely like the feel of it. The main compartment is same as the Kaiden V2. There's no zippered pockets on here on this inside of the front panel. You have the main, you have the MOLLE, no quick access pocket, but there is the port for the bladder if you wanted to use a bladder. It's very, very thin but sturdy fabric. You got the MOLLE to attach whatever. It is bright, but not as bright as the X-Pack. No quick access pocket, but yeah, you have the opening for the bladder if you were to ever use a bladder on this bag. Flip the straps around and you'll see high-vis interior like the usual, you know, frame sheet velcroed in. You can change those out if you wanted. There's someone called Goruck Customs where you get a stiffer sheet. I personally wouldn't do it because I don't think it's necessary for these, but see, you got the straps, the MOLLE on them, where you can attach a sternum strap. That's another big positive. They're very comfortable, very, very good, sturdy straps, just like the typical Goruck bags. So this ruck, you know, there's a little bit of dirt on it in spots. Because I've had this for a year, I actually am going to do a review on this bag alone. You have the bottom handle that's leather, very nice, very good to grab, just like the top. So it's a brief overview, and we'll get back to it. All right, guys, we're going to dive into a close-up of the Kaiden V2, GR2 in olive, just to show you the inside and what I think are, you know, some of the differences that, you know, some people might like. I don't personally think it makes this one any better than the version 1, but here we go. You have the super bright high-vis RVX 25 X-Pack. It's similar to the regular GR2s and the V1 as far as the organization. You got this top third pocket, which on the V1 I use as a quick access because there isn't one. This I kind of just throw whatever in, wires and whatnot. This pocket right here, I'll put my tablet and like notebooks, stuff like that for when I'm on a trip. This pocket right here might just be some other quick grab items that are a little bulkier. Maybe throw you know, a good works pouch in there that might be like the little first aid kit I use that I go between my packs. And I think this is it's not as crinkly as the Dyneema, but it's pretty close to being about the same. And then obviously on the outer shell, it's the VX21, which is pretty nice to the touch. The main compartment, pretty much the same layout as the V1, except it's the RVX25. You can see the quick access pouch. It kind of goes down, you know, it doesn't take up a ton of space inside the pack. You couldn't MOLLE a whole field pocket up top unless you put it down. The field pocket made by Goruck. I like to clip like a carabiner or something to hold my water bottle if I have my water bottle inside. That's one thing. If I were to travel with this, I would have to think about keeping the water bottle inside the main because there's no MOLLE on the front to clip it to like I would on the V1. You have a nice leather bottom handle. It's the green fabric as well on the bottom. And the top, it's similar as the V1. One thing that is strange about this bag is for some reason when they made it, oh yeah, you see the quick access pocket spans pretty much all the way across between the shoulder straps, and it slides pretty nice. But you know, it's the unfinished side of the VX25, which isn't a big deal. It is spacious though. I can fit my Pro Max 13 iPhone in here. So, but what's weird is, what I was originally getting at is they use the handle from the V1, and there's the bladder port, but there is no bladder. It just kind of goes into the fabric. So there is no pass through. I don't know if they just had extra handles and wanted to just use them, because it is still nice. Some people might put stuff in there. I personally won't. It doesn't really bother me. So yeah, that's the overview. It's very slick, very nice. You have no molly on the shoulder straps versus the V1. They are very comfortable and they conform pretty well to your body, like most Goruck bags. The laptop compartment, very bright as well, has an internal frame sheet that's velcroed in. So it's very similar to the version 1, other than the quick access. There's no rain flap here, no molly, and then no molly on the straps. I will say, I noticed that the zippers are bigger on the V2. They're like a number 10. On the V1, they're like a number 8. So they're actually a little harder to zip in use. I've only used this one for a couple weeks, so it hasn't been used quite as much as the V1, but it's a really nice bag. Those are all the brief details close up. So there you go. All right, guys, so you've just seen the V1 Kaiden and the V2 Kaiden individually. So let's kind of compare the orange between the two of them real quick, so you can see the comparison, because it is definitely substantial. The V2 is a lot brighter than the V1, as you can tell. It's just brighter, more orange. This is a little more dull. Either way, this is still very bright, but this one's just like insane. If you watch John's videos at JB Outside, he showed you how bright it was, and you can see how it compares. Definitely bright. And then you also see that the X-Pack on the inside is a lot more, it's a lot more rigid. Holds its shape a little better. You know, some people really like it. I think it's okay. Personally, I really like the 400. I keep saying 400 or 420. I'm pretty sure it's 400. Sorry if I said 420, but I definitely like this more than the X-Pack on the inside. I think the X-Pack kind of overdoes it a little. I mean, maybe it'll break down more over time and get a little more give to it. But I just know, like, when I grab this bag, like, it feels like it has the perfect balance of, you know, not wear, but just flexibility, I guess. I don't know. It just feels different, and I think this is actually a VX42 exterior, and this is a VX21 exterior, but because of this interior, it feels more stout than this, as far as, you know, just more boxy or rigid, crinkly. You know, so I'm kind of a real big fan of this one, the V1 over the V2, not gonna lie. I mean, I've had it longer, used it more, but one of the big things I saw on the Facebook group is a lot of people are saying that they wanted to send it into Goruck for their SCARS program and add molly webbing on here. And, you know, that's not a bad idea if that's what you want to spend. I'm not exactly sure how much it costs, but I know I'm always a little nervous sending a $500 bag in the mail and then have it gone for 6 weeks while it's getting modified, just so you can add a sternum strap. And in all honesty, it's comfortable enough where you don't need a sternum strap, especially if you're just using it for travel. You're only going to have it on your back for so long. So that's one reason why I like the V1 over the V2 is you don't need to add that, and you don't need to add it on the front. I mean, this is a cleaner look, less military. A lot of people prefer the slick look, just like the first Carryology Goruck collab, the Gorilla GR1, completely slick on the shoulder straps in the front. Still had the Velcro patch feel, the 2x3, but I would definitely say if you want a bag that has a little more options as far as, you know, if you're traveling, you want to hook stuff to it, the V1 is the way to go. You have this molly to clip your water bottle, whatever you would like to clip on the outside. I don't really know. I just clip my water bottle on it, and then I know where it's at. Can put it on the conveyor, and it'll just go right through security, no problem. And then you have the molly on the front here, where you can add a sternum strap, which I think would be nice. It's a nice option to have. I haven't put one on here yet because I haven't found use. And then given the way these bags are designed, I was so used to for years using this top pocket right here as my quick access pocket. Because when you travel this isn't packed out super tight anyway. Now this might be packed out. Like I normally will have a 20-liter packing cube and DOP kit at the top, and then maybe flip-flops in the side. So this gets kind of crowded to where you're not even really going to be able to use that quick access that's on the V2. But you can throw your AirPods, headphones, keys, whatever in this pocket. Easy to get to. And no matter how packed out this main is, it won't affect this. So that's why I think, honestly, if you're okay with the color black, because this one just came in black only, I would try to snag a V1 off Facebook. There's plenty of groups. You can just find them. If you're on my channel now, you probably are part of those groups already. The Carryology Classified group. Lots of great people on there, buy, sell, trade bags. For the money and the options, I would definitely say if you want a one bag option, might be a big EDC bag, but has the capability to do amazing with travel. Which I also might add, I have a 40-liter GR2 that's Cordura, and the last time I took the V2 on a trip, I took everything I had in this, threw it in the 40-liter GR2, and I barely had any more space in the 40-liter than this bag. For some reason, these bags just seem to hold a ton compared to the original 40 liters. So I would say I'm going with the V1 as my favorite. I'm probably going to keep them both because I love the color olive, and that's where they get you. As you know, you can be olive, orange, or coyote. And the coyote is awesome. I got the Bullet V2 and coyote. I'm gonna have a video on that soon to break that one down compared to a 15-liter Cordura Bullet by Goruck. So it's all what you want. They're both great bags. This one obviously is slick. If that's more your look, then go with that. But if you want more function, I'd say go with the V1. And it just, in your hands, it just feels better. It doesn't feel as boxy and a little more softer, I guess I would say. But I've also had this longer. This one might eventually break in a little bit better. I love the color though, this one. That's why I got it. So I hope this video helped. Like I said, V1 for the money. If you have a certain budget, I think you can get these for less than cost. These are still over what retail was on secondary. So if you're wanting to pay $600+ for a bag, go ahead and get this one. If you want to get on this bus with the collab bags and get one that's a little bit cheaper, the V1 might be it. I personally, like I said before, the V1 gets my vote as being better than the V2 for a few different reasons. I think when you're packed out traveling, this pocket isn't going to be what you expect out of it because the material's so rigid. You can't really just easily get in it. You know, if your phone's going to be a tight fit, really the only bag that Goruck had made that has a quick access that it was easy to get into was the Heritage, because that's wax canvas. The Dyneema and these X-Pack ones are just very, very tight, and it's just kind of a pain to get what you need. You can only maybe fit keys and headphones in there, and maybe a pack of gum or your wallet, and then it's about full. So I would say I like that more. So hope it was helpful, guys. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like and subscribe, because I got a ton more content coming out soon. This is a lot of fun, and I hope I've been helpful. So see you next time.